Hello my friends, and welcome back to our channel. Home is where our heart is. My name is Dane, author of the series of books Knowledge to Forage. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and thank you all for joining me here today, where I'm absolutely blessed to be spending my time out with these magnificent examples of wild foxgloves. Foxgloves are very special flowers. They're deadly poisonous, they blessed us with an incredible medicine, and they're also rich in history too. So if you're interested, then come with me and let's dive into the world of the foxglove. Now, foxgloves are also known as witches' gloves, goblins' gloves, or dead men's bells, and they're native across Europe, Africa, Asia, and they're naturalized in countries like North America. Now, these plants are what's known as biennials. This means that they have a 2-year life cycle. In their first year's growth, they grow low to the ground like a little pile of leaves. Then in their second year, they burst up tall like this, all the way up to around 6, maybe even 7 feet tall if you're lucky, and they blossom with these incredible, beautiful, bright pink flowers. Now, foxgloves in the wild tend to always be pink, but you can get foxgloves in shades of purple, white, lavender, cream, and many other variations. Now, to identify foxgloves is super simple because their leaves are soft and lance-shaped with these slightly serrated edges. And in their first year, these leaves will be growing like a little rosette out of the ground. Then in its second year, its round stem rises up, and this stem is smooth and silky. It's quite nice to the touch, and it blossoms with its beautiful flowers that dangle down like bells. When you look within these bright pink flowers, you can see it has little speckles, little freckles. And all these flowers dangle along down to one side. Now, foxgloves are in the genus Digitalis, and it's this genus name, this plant's scientific name, that's very important. Why? Because it's with this name that we can kind of look back and see history unfold. You see, Digitalis was given to this plant in around the 17th century by a botanist, and it's said that he gave the plant the name Digitalis because you could fit your fingers inside these flowers. Digitalis in Latin translates to finger hut. Now, they said that he called it this because of his observation of the flowers, that he could fit his fingers inside, but I'm pretty sure it's probably more related to one of the folklores, and that folklore being that if you can fit all 5 of your fingers in the foxglove flowers without breaking off any of its flowers, then this will allow you to make a wish. You hear that? These flowers are absolutely buzzing with bees. Foxgloves are a great blessing to wildlife. Bees love them, and there's a special moth that loves the foxglove so much it's named after them, the foxglove pug. Now, although enjoyed by wildlife, foxgloves are deadly to humans. If I was to eat some of this plant right now, I'd feel very sick and dizzy. I'd get stomach pains and diarrhea, and if I'd eaten too much, my vision would be all altered and turn green. I'd lie down and die. Why is this? Well, this is because foxgloves contain cardiac compounds. How do we know this? Well, let's dive back in history and find out. Now, the story of the foxglove's medicine begins over in ancient Europe, where folk herbalists were using the foxglove to treat a condition back then that was known as dropsy. Back in the olden days, when you had doctors like Hippocrates, they believed that all illnesses came from an imbalance of fluids in the body: blood, phlegm, black bile and yellow bile. And it was this way of thinking that led to the diagnosis of dropsy. Dropsy was a severe condition of swelling, especially around the feet and the legs. And in the 17th century, a famous doctor, William Withering, caught wind. He heard stories of a little town in Birmingham that had some herbalists that was able to treat the condition dropsy. So he travelled to the town and met with a little old lady, an old elderly herbalist known as Mother Hutton or Mrs. Hutton, and she gave him her special herbal tea recipe that she uses to treat dropsy. And what was the main ingredient of this tea? Of course, foxgloves. Now, this led to a whole world of research opening up into this very special flower. Many years of deep scientific study went into this flower. William Withering even wrote an entire book on the foxglove foxglove medicine. And it was over these years that the diagnosis of dropsy slowly changed into what we now call heart failure. When we're suffering with heart failure, our heart races. Even when we're lying down, we can no longer walk far distances because we're out of breath and tired. We get a painful cough and we suffer with severe swelling. Now, it's the poison, the deadly poison in this, the cardiac compounds that can actually be used as a medicine. Why? Well, when science dived into these cardiac compounds, they found it makes the heart contract harder. There's a fascinating old documentary on the foxglove medicine. I'll link it in the comments below where they dive into the science of these effects, and you can see how a rabbit heart, its contractions become much stronger as soon as the foxglove is added. And there's also a poor lady in this documentary that's suffering with heart failure, and you can see her irregular heartbeat pumping away, and she's lying down not feeling very well. And then you can see after the foxglove medicine is given to her, her heart rate improves and returns to normal. How incredible is that? This flower contains a special medicine that makes hearts contract and stronger. They make dying hearts stronger. They give the dying heart strength. Now here's where the story comes full circle, because the foxglove gave us the medicine that we now know as digoxin, and this is given to people to treat heart failure and irregular heartbeat. How incredible was that? And it was called digoxin in celebration of the foxglove, its scientific name being Digitalis. Digitalis digoxin. But the story doesn't quite end there, because whenever you look at the history of digoxin and try and find the accreditation of this medicine, you'll find it's always accredited to William Withering. But was William Withering truly the discovery of this heart healing medicine, or should that credit be given to Mrs. Hutton, the town healer? Now, just to add insult to injury, when you try and research Mrs. Hutton today, you'll find that the big pharmaceutical companies have claimed that she was merely a myth they made up for advertising. But we know this isn't true. Why? Because the doctors of this little town in Birmingham would send patients to Mrs. Hutton when they was unable to heal them, and she would help them. And William Withering himself documented his encounter with Mrs. Hutton when she gave him the tea recipe in his book, The Foxglove Medicine. Now let's finish on some fabulous folklore. As you can imagine, a tall, beautiful flower like this that could quite easily kill us caught the attention of our ancestors. The plant is called a foxglove because it was once believed that these flowers were a gift by the fairies to the foxes, and that foxes would wear them on their paws as gloves, and this would give them this special magic ability to sneak around and not get caught as they stole your chickens. And it was also thought that when you look inside the foxglove itself, you see all these freckles and speckles. It was thought that these were actually the hand and footprints of the fairies themselves. So there we have it, people. The incredible foxglove, a deadly plant that's a great gift to wildlife, can poison us humans, but also heal our hearts when used in the correct manner. And it's rich in a fascinating folklore history too. As always, it's been a pleasure. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and ring the bell. All the interaction with this channel makes YouTube show it to more people, so please help us spread our nature-inspired education across the land. If you want to own all the knowledge just like this in a book form, then check out our awesome series of books, Knowledge to Forage. Sign up for our Follow Along Foraging, where once a month we'll send you our educational worksheets that are fun, colourful and engaging. But most importantly of all, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.
He gave it its name of Digitalis and used it to purge sharp and sour humours from the lungs and chest, that is, for tuberculosis. 50 years later, Gerard, the Elizabethan herbalist, mentions it as an expectorant and emetic. And in 1640, Parkinson records, it is effectual against the falling sickness. But in the 18th century, whatever the learned might say, foxglove tea was known to the country folk of Shropshire and Yorkshire as a cure for the dropsy.